Welcome again to How to Deal with Grief and Trauma podcast, Season 7. I'm your podcast host and my name is Nathalie Himmelrich, grief mentor and trauma specialist. We are right in the middle of the second year of this podcast, and again I'm looking forward to sharing some amazing guests that I've already lined up for you for Season 7. Some of our guests are authors or other entrepreneurs who search out podcast appearances to talk about their upcoming book publications, their courses, etc. And they support the podcast financially with an appearance fee. Besides this, How to Deal with Grief and Trauma is an independent podcast, and for it to remain advertising free, we would like to ask for your support. If you like the podcast and have benefited from its episodes, please go to bit.ly/supportgtpodcast. That is bit.ly/supportgtpodcast and choose your level of support. Just a couple of dollars will help us continue making this podcast and keep it free of advertising. If you have been listening to the previous 64 episodes, welcome back. If you're new here, you can start with any of the episodes you feel drawn to. You will hear many people's stories of grief and trauma and how they individually dealt with their challenges. If you'd like to know more about me, your podcast host, I'd recommend listening to episode number 12 and 44, where I'm sharing my personal story with grief, loss, and trauma. Among the guest interviews, there are episodes where I share about the benefits of somatic work in dealing with grief and help you in understanding your trauma. This upcoming season is full of amazing guests, some of which you will know as they have been speaking about grief and trauma for many years and are world-renowned experts. Others might be less widely known, but they have equally important aspects to share about how to deal with grief and trauma. Season 7 of the podcast will restart on Tuesday with episode number 65, and after that, new episodes will drop every Monday as per usual. If you'd like to receive updates to never miss an episode and receive special invitations only sent out to newsletter subscribers, please sign up for the weekly newsletter on nathaliehimmelrich.com. As you know, dealing with trauma, grieving a loss, is not something that has a clear endpoint. It is something we must learn to live with, and it is my sincere hope that this podcast will encourage you and support you in doing just that. Thank you for your continued support. Please go rate, review, and recommend this podcast so that many people can benefit from it. Thanks for listening to How to Deal with Grief and Trauma. If you'd like to be updated on future episodes, please subscribe to my newsletter on nathaliehimmelrich.com